Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing the Goodreads Book Tag. So let's just go ahead and get right into the video. I will link down some of the ones that I've seen before down in the description box in case you guys want to do them yourself. But let's go ahead and get started with the first question. Question number one is, what is the last book that I marked as read? And I have my tablet with me because I need to go check. I use Goodreads a lot. I love Goodreads so much, and I just forget when so much is going on. So let's go ahead and see. So the last book that I marked as read was Woman Code by Elisa Vitti. So I'll be talking about that definitely in my wrap up because I don't think you guys knew I was even reading that book. Number two is, what are you currently reading? And I'm super excited about this. I am currently reading I Know Who You Are by Alice Feeney. It's a book that I won on a giveaway on Instagram from Gabby Reads, and I am super excited. I'm about 60 pages in right now, and I loved Alice Feeney's first book, so I could not wait to get my hands on this book. And so far, I'm actually really enjoying it because it's really I don't know. I really don't know what's going on, and I love being totally confused in a book. There's two different storylines. Love it so much. Question number three is, what was the last book you marked as a TBR? And the last book is Little Lovely Thing by Maureen Joyce Connolly. I actually heard this from a friend. It was recommended, and she said it was absolutely amazing. And I believe it's not even released yet, so I'm still gonna have to wait a couple months before I get to read it. Number four is, what book do I plan to read next? And that is a very good question. I am trying to work my way through my TBR for March right now, and I'm really trying to stick with it. And I've done pretty well. I think I've read maybe 2 or 3 so far on it. Ooh, that's actually not very good. So, because I think I've read 5 books this month so far, and only 2 or 3 of them were from my TBR. But anyway, what book am I gonna read next? I think I might either read 9 Perfect Strangers next or Her Pretty Face, but I think I'm leaning towards 9 Perfect Strangers because I know that a lot of people are waiting to hear what I think about it, and I really want to know what I think about it, so I think that's going to be the next book that I'm going to read. Number 5 is, do I use the star rating system? And yes, I do. I love reading and reviewing and then rating the books. That's one of my favorite things, is when I finish a book, I love going on to Goodreads, marking it as read, putting the star, and writing my review. I do really wish that Goodreads had half star ratings though, because a lot of times I want to rate a book a 3.5 or something like that, and I feel like giving it 4 stars is just giving it too much, and then giving it 3 is giving it too little. So I really wish we had those half mark star ratings. Number 6 is, am I doing the 2019 reading challenge? And yes, I am. I did it, actually, I think this is my 3rd year doing the Goodreads reading challenge, and each year I have upped it. The first year I only was reading 12 and I ended it with 60, and then last year I made a goal for 75 and I hit it right on 75, and so I upped it for 100 this year. So I'm really looking forward to it. I've finished 25 books so far, and we're about halfway through March, so I'm right on schedule. Number 7, do I have a wish list? Not really. I have a most anticipated tag on Goodreads that I use for books that I am really looking forward to reading the most. But I don't really have a wish list because I usually just read books that are available for me at the library or that friends can loan to me or I have on my Kindle. So I don't really buy books very often. Number 8 is, which book do I plan to buy next? And that is definitely not really an answer for me. I am planning on not buying any books this year in 2019, so I am trying to just read as much as I can that is already available. So a lot of my TBR is just books that are already available at the library. I have a really good library system where I live, and so they do get fairly new books in. I might just have to wait for them for a while. So while I'm waiting for some of the new ones, I try and read some of the books that they have available that are also on my TBR. They just might be, a year old or 6 months old or something, and to everyone else they seem like old news, but for me, I still want to read them. Number 9 is, do you have any favorite quotes that I would like to share? I actually am not a poetry or quote person. I really just like reading books for the actual story and not necessarily for the writing style. That being said though, there are a few quotes in Colleen Hoover's books that I really like. I don't remember them though off the top of my head, but I was doing a Colleen Hoover readathon last summer with my book club, and I remember like finding some of the art that actually had the quotes in it, and I really liked that. I wish that I remembered them, but I'm just not a quote person. Number 10, who are your favorite authors? So for new adult romance, I love Colleen Hoover. Like, she is one of my #1 favorite authors. For the thriller genres, I really love Alice Feeney. I love Riley Sager. I love B.A. Paris, although her last book, her third book, was not that great. So I'm hoping that she ups it this year. I did really like Josh Mallerman's book, Bird Box, but I'm curious to see his new books coming out in Inspection, I think. I want to see if I'm gonna like put him as a favorite author, since I literally loved Bird Box so much. And I think that's about it at the moment. I just read a lot of different things, so like Colleen Hoover is definitely like, if a new book comes out of hers, I definitely read her book. And then Alice Feeney, again, the same thing, and Riley Sager, again, the same thing. But then for everyone else, it's kind of like a hit or miss. I've had a couple books that I loved and a couple books that I might not have loved as much. So I'm hoping to add more favorite authors to my list though, like the more that I read. Number 11 is, have you joined any groups? I have not joined any groups on Goodreads. It's actually, I don't like the website for the group aspect. I feel like it's a little hard to just kind of like, you know, figure out what's going on. But I do have my own book club on Facebook, so I kind of just try and be in that one book club, and you're welcome to join if you want to also be in a book club. We do a lot of amazing things, like we have a lot of fun exchanges, we do TBR challenges, we do things like Bookopoly together or book bingo, or just literally so many things. We have a bunch of readathons. It's really fun to be in there, and we're like a very tight-knit group, so you actually, it's not like thousands and thousands of people. We have about 200 members, and a lot of us are very active, and we've all kind of become like really best friends. So if you want to join, the link is definitely down below. I think that's all for this video. Let me just make sure. Yeah, that was the last question. So this was the Goodreads tag. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you did, and I will see you all in another video. Bye everyone.